So are you ready to PR yourself? We'll remove the mystery from all things PR, and we'll discuss everything from our top strategies to tips and tricks and everything that you can utilize to further enhance your brand or your message. I've been in media, I'm a journalist, and I'm also a publicist. I am Leah Frazier, CEO of Think3 Media, and your host for PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. I must say, you guys made season 1 a hit, and it made me so happy to hear from so many of you guys via email, direct message on how you're going to PR yourself better, especially as we move into 2021. So thank you so much for all the kind words, and for all of you guys that are leaning in and putting in the work. This podcast is for you. So for those of you who are looking for a little bit extra oomph for your businesses and for your brands, I have something for you. Be sure to always visit pryourselfwithleahfrazier.com. Make sure you're signed up for our email list where I send out episode recaps. I'm going to send out when I'm doing webinars, when I'm going to be live. I'm going to send out when we're offering our next live course. So be sure to sign up for that email list, pryourselfwithleahfrazier.com, and never miss an update. That way you can PR yourself better and just do bigger and better things as we move into 2021. Also, exciting news. My book, PR Yourself, will be coming in 2021. So be sure to go to pryourselfbook.com and sign up again for that email list. You're not going to want to miss when pre-sales drop. You're going to want to be the first to get this book in your hand. And I'm not kidding you guys. I was on the phone yesterday with an organization that's going to have me do a workshop in June, and they have already pre-ordered 50 copies. The manuscript is not even turned in yet, and they have pre-ordered their 50, and you're going to want to get yours too. So pryourselfbook.com. And lastly, if you're like, Leah, you know what? I need that hands-on training with you every single month, whether it's marketing, whether it's PR. Hey guys, I have something super affordable for you. You're going to want to go to think3media.com/think3edu, and you're going to sign up for our subscription service. It's only $49 a month, you guys. And what you get is one live, you heard it right, one live session with me on a marketing or hot PR topic of the month. And then you're also going to get a mastermind session with other business and brands that are just like you, where maybe you're stuck on an issue. What we do when we mastermind together, we help you to get unstuck so that for those next 30 days before you go into the next month where we do another session, you can work on that item and take your business or your brand from one level to the next. That's what it's there for. So go to think3media.com/think3edu and sign up for our subscription service. That way you're always learning on how to market yourself better and how to PR yourself better as we move into 2021. And without further ado, enjoy this latest episode and stay tuned. And welcome back to another episode of PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. I have a very special guest in the studio who likes to stay behind the scenes. And I said, you know what? F that. You're coming on my show, because there is no way I'm going to hype you up, which she doesn't even know. There's one of the episodes, I think episode 2 or 3, where I was bragging about a bang up job she did for her client Soiree Coffee Bar. And I was like, look, you've got to come into the studio. So without further ado, Jen. Now, is it Iro or Ero?
Ero.
Jen Ero. It's Ero, baby. Jen Ero of Jen Ero Public Relations is in the house.
Hey, y'all. How are you?
I got you out.
You sure did.
I feel like that is my major accomplishment of the month.
Clap for yourself.
Clap for you.
Because Jennifer does not come out, y'all. Not at all. Behind the scenes, 100%.
And when I say behind the scenes, I mean, if you go to any event that she's running, she's normally the one running around.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to knight you as the regulator.
Yes, I like that. I like that.
She regulates everything. And so I know the first time that we met, I think it was like an African show.
A Frima.
Yes, it was a Frima, and it was just like you didn't, I think with great publicists, sometimes you don't even need to know who they are because they're doing so much behind the scenes and making it happen. That was you. But I just knew by the way she was moving, like, this girl's important. Like, she is out here just like smacking the whip.
That's so funny. You are literally hyping me up. Thank you so much.
I'm so serious, but I want everybody to get to know you and who you are. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been in PR and what you have going on.
So honestly, I've been doing public relations for going on 6 years now. So a lot of it has been behind the scenes because I'm really, as a publicist, I'm not the one that's supposed to be in front. I'm supposed to be behind. So that's the first thing that I like to.
Can you say that one more time?
As a publicist, I am not the person that is supposed to be in front. I'm supposed to be behind. So that's why you'll always see me behind the scenes. You may not know it's me, but I'm always working. So
we know it's you.
So I've been doing this for 6 years. I love it. It's my passion. I actually learned. I actually got started doing this from my mentor. She probably doesn't know she's my mentor. Well, she does. I say it all the time. But Jennifer Onwumere.
Gingerbread marketing.
Yes. Like, shout outs to Jen. Jen, her drive, who she is, what she's been doing, that just inspired me. And she took me under her wing. And so I learned the ropes, honestly, from Gingerbread or Jennifer Onwumere. And I really appreciate her. Hats off to her because this is why I do what I do. And I'm not somebody who, again, likes to be in the public because it's not about me. It's about my work. It's about my client. It's about my structure. It's about the organization. It's all about that. And that's what I truly enjoy doing. And that's how I will always move behind the scenes.
And she is moving, y'all. I'm like, Energizer Bunny energy. But definitely one where when she sends you something or, you know, we talk a lot about PR and relationships, and especially because I'm kind of like this hybrid between journalists and publicists. Mm-hmm. When on the journalist side, there are certain people that when you see an email or you get a text message or a call comes through that you just make that time, and they because they have established those relationships. Mm-hmm. Jen is one of those individuals.
Thank you.
I get it. I'm like, you know, when you sent me the message about soiree, it's like, yes, girl, I'll be there. And then your latest client with Black Girl Magic Museum, it was like, yes, I'll be there. I hadn't even looked at my calendar, but again, it's that relationship where if they have that with that journalist or that media outlet, that's a really big deal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree. It's very important. Whenever, as a publicist, you always want to build and establish your relationships first, because that is how you gain respect. That is how you kind of gain your clientele and your contacts, and that's how you keep a constant organic relationship with.
What is that word for today?
Organic. Organic. Like, listen, like nothing is by force. You don't want to force stuff. You don't want to force relationships. You don't want to force yourself on people. People have to see you for who you are and how you work, and that's how you gain respect in this industry. That's how you gain like knowledge. That's how you gain acceptance and trust. You know what I mean? It's truly by building organic relationships and organic. Let's say it again. Organic. So I really take my time to understand and learn from people, and not just people, but like as a publicist, you work directly with media. So that's the most important thing. If you really want to like thrive in this industry, you got to learn how to be and build organic relationships with journalists and writers, editors, producers, all that in a third. You know what I'm saying? And that is through organic relationships. You know what I mean? But
and it's so funny that you said that. We have another publicist talking about the exact same thing, mm-hmm. Erica Anderson. But to that point, I mean, have you ever, because I've had this happen before, mm-hmm. where you're working your magic, which takes time mm-hmm. when you're working on a PR campaign, and maybe a client kind of jumps the gun. And I've had one that has actually reached out to like a TV personality on their private Facebook, trying to low-key pitch a segment in Facebook Messenger. And the anchor reached out to me and was like, just letting you know I'm not responding to this. And it's because you don't have the relationship. Mm-hmm. You don't have, if I did it, they know me, we're friends. Mm-hmm. But you're just trying to kind of sweeten them up mm-hmm. to get a TV segment, and you don't have that, like you said, that organic relationship mm-hmm. to DM them mm-hmm. for a TV segment.
Yes, and that kind of will get you blacklisted sometimes, especially if you do it repeatedly. But the way you go about that is literally you can hire a publicist, or you learn the approach. You know mm-hmm. what I mean? You learn all
about that approach.
You learn because this is the thing that most people do. Most people don't even know. Listen, there's a lot of writers, there's a lot of journalists, there's a lot of editors, producers, ABC, XYZ, and they all work in different areas within, media. Some focus on lifestyle, some are reporters, some focus on like beauty, all this stuff. You have to know their beat, Okay, you have to know their beat, because you can't. If you are a brand or a company that owns, let me see, you're a tech company, you can't be pitching to a crime reporter, or you can't be pitching to a writer who writes for beauty. You can't do that, because that's one, they're gonna ignore you, one, and they're not gonna even want to entertain your conversation. At the same time, if you don't have a publicist, if you have the bandwidth and you want to do things on your own, you have to, again, develop a relationship with that person. You can't cold pitch all the time, because they will look at you like you're crazy and they won't respond to you. And you're really honestly kind of losing credibility. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing that I always tell my clients, like, if you have the bandwidth to hire a public relations agency, or you can do it yourself, go either route, but make sure you're doing it correctly and you're following the correct steps, and you're not just always, cold pitching, or just doing things like sporadically, because journalists, writers, producers have a mutual understanding and respect for publicists, because they work directly with those individuals. So that is the proper way and the most professional way to kind of get in or create that synergy, not always doing things coldly. You get what I'm saying? So always have that, I would say, that understanding.
Yeah. I love that you hit on all of that, because it's sometimes, I think in the social media world, people just kind of get comfortable, or in the digital world, and you just like hit up the hey homegirl or hey sis, and it's like, we've never met before. Let's warm up to that. You're asking me to marry you before we actually dated. This is a dance. Get to know me. Those type of things. It's so funny, because yesterday I did Global Entrepreneurship Week, almost like a similar panel, and the senior editor for Fort Worth Magazine, Inc., was on, and he was saying the same thing. Like, he's like, pro tip, I like coffee.
Yes.
So I normally take my editors out for like, hey girl, let's meet for coffee so I can tell you what I have coming up.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like a friendly thing. Don't you like to go have coffee and drinks with your friends?
Absolutely. See, I love that you said that, because I believe in incentivizing people. Okay.
If you would have seen her face when she said that, it was like,
I believe, because that's the way to most people's hearts. You know what I mean? You got to always give them something for them to either open up their eyes or ears or listen to you. And I know it's kind of like,
you gave us massages at the soiree coffee bar opening.
I truly believe in incentivizing people, especially my media contacts, because they go through a lot. To believe it or not, they have a lot of work to do. They go through a lot, and so just taking that time out to do something for them, or to take them out to lunch, dinner, whatever, that and the third, is really appreciated, and they'll remember you that way. That's what I do. Anybody who I invite out to an event, or anybody who I'm in contact with, I will always make sure they go home with something. I really will. I will always make sure you're taken care of. Anything that I do, just know you're gonna get fed.
Yeah.
You're gonna have drinks.
God.
You're gonna have drinks. You're gonna go home with some type of gift, whatever. You'll meet so many people that you probably never met before. I mean, like, I literally am in the business of opportunity. You get what I'm saying? I'm a creative, so I like to make those relationships. I like to let people meet people. You know what I mean? It's just a really good opportunity, and people remember that. Let me say that again. People remember that. They remember how you treat them.
I do.
And they'll come back. So I'm 100% big on incentivizing. Like, anybody, not just media, but people in general who come out and support and just show up. You get what I'm saying?
Look me in my eyes when I say I can be bought. I can be bribed. It's good enough. I will get you that article times 3. So bribe me away, Jen. Bribe it away. I'm just saying, it works.
That's actually a major key. That's a pro tip right there. So definitely write that down for those who want to know how you can get close to people and what works. You get what I'm saying? Some things do work. Sometimes you have to really take more time to learn people and learn what they like, but you can never go wrong with incentivizing people. Honestly, you can never go wrong.
I love that. I want to talk just briefly about, there's a lot of, you're like the queen of events, okay? Seriously, I'm going to send you the episode where I was like, this was awesome. So many people right now are either doing in-person events and trying to make it work during COVID. There's virtual events. Like, in just a basic overview, like, what's some of the key tricks to having a successful, entertaining event that just doesn't seem like, oh, it's another event that I have to go through, like from a PR perspective?
So they're like virtual events are the new thing now. It's probably going to be the new thing for some time now. But everybody is doing virtual events, and even me, I do a virtual event, but it's a actual like strategic virtual event. It's called the Writers Room. But my takeaway and my key on that is, again, incentivize people. You know what I mean? Because for their time. Because yes, it's not a physical event, but just having a brand send them something in the mail, like days or weeks before the actual event, talking about stuff that is constructive, that is trending within the climate, that kind of goes within, what they're looking for, kind of understanding who you're having a part of those events and what they're looking for and what their need is. That will always make your virtual event conductive and constructive. You know what I mean? You really have to think about virtual events because a lot of these virtual events that people are doing are all the same. You know what I mean? They're really no offense, but they really are.
Let's do a panel session.
Exactly. So if you're going to do a panel session or a panel or whatever, you got to think about, kind of study and see other bigger virtual events and see what they do and improvise and do it differently. You get what I'm saying? Because it's redundant and there's really no creativity behind it. It is boring. There's really no creativity behind it. And if you want to go that route and like getting a known figure or a public figure to hype it up a bit, make sure it aligns with your brand. And make sure that it aligns and it makes sense. Don't just go and get somebody is just hyped up. They're trending. They have clout. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm a stickler when it comes to stuff like that. Just make sure you're working with people and working with brands and working with individuals that align and that bring value. The key word is value. Whenever people see value in what you're doing, they will value you and they will value your movement. You get what I'm saying? I am somebody that is big on value, okay? I'm big on value because whenever I bring value, people learn, they're inspired, they're just excited, you know what I mean? And they take away value. I'm all about providing value. I'm all about connecting. I'm all about opportunity. So always, whatever virtual event or whatever event you're doing, make sure it's valuable and make sure,
instead of just doing it from the mindset of I'm going to do it. I think sometimes people do things because it's coming from a selfish place. Like, I'm going to do this because I want to put on a virtual event or I want the spotlight on me versus what value can I bring to my audience that makes this kind of a larger than life thing.
Absolutely.
And we can read that from a mile away.
Absolutely. And then that's good. And then make sure it's quality over quantity. So your virtual events can't just be like open to any and everybody. Like I did my very first virtual event earlier this year. It was the Writers Room, the first one, and I let everybody register. And although it was good. People like connected. People, got to introduce themselves to different writers. It was just too many people in the room, and I really feel like it was just oversaturated, and people were just, just pressed, and they're just doing a lot. And it was valuable, but now that I know that this is a need and people really want this, like I'm monitoring the amount of people that come into the room. I'm monitoring and making sure that it's going to be a constructive event, that people are the 30 people, the only 30 people. It used to be like I allowed 100 people in the room. Now 30 people that are going to register for this event. I want to make sure that it's people that are of quality, are ready to learn. You get what I'm saying? So you got to think about that. It's definitely quality over quantity for sure.
You have dropped so many nuggets. We're going to go into our next part of the segment. But you guys, quality over quantity, bringing value, really thinking your event through, and then also, if you're going to reach out to media, really establishing organic relationships is what's going to make it successful. If you can't do any of the above, then that's why you need to hire a Jen in your life, because they already have that all mapped out for you. But I mean, you just dropped so much. It was just like atomic bombs going off in here. Boom, 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 boom. But this is my favorite part of the segment.
Okay, let's
go. Because, I mean, you're already a publicist, so this is fun. I'm going to bring up something that recently happened in the media, and I want your opinion to see, like, would you PR it better or tell them to PR themselves better? Okay. So, recently, I would say it was probably around Halloween, there was a model, a plus-size model. I think her name is Tabria Majors, or maybe I'm not saying it right. She reenacted literally like every single one of Beyonce's videos.
Okay.
Like she went from, when I tell you, she did Dangerous in Love. She did what's
And
the
it went
one
viral,
where
right?
it went completely viral. And it got the attention of Beyonce. So everybody was tagging Beyonce in her video. Come to find out, she spent $20,000 producing that. And in my mind, I'm like, 20 G's just for a Halloween video of you impersonating all of Beyonce's music videos. And then later on, a couple weeks later, Beyonce releases her new Ivy Park collection. And you know how they do it on social media. You see everybody with the box.
Yes.
And so they ended up sending one to Tabria as a thank you for, you know, what she did and how it went viral and everything. And I'm like, okay, pause. She's already, I wouldn't say she's like top tiered plus model. I don't know her that well. I would say middle tiered. Okay. So if you're her publicist, she's put in and invested about $20K. Now she has the attention, so to speak, of Beyonce's camp. She's got in the Ivy Park. Everybody around the world has seen this viral video. How should she continue this 15 minutes of fame based off of this virality? Maybe through the end of the year, you think? Do you think she can continue to monetize this with different brands because what she's done?
I do think, yep, that's an angle. That's a way she can monetize. Is she can pitch herself as, you know, the proclaimed Beyonce vibe, whatever. And she can kind of match herself with brands. Yes. Let me go back to how much she spent to produce that. I think that's a little bit excessive. I wouldn't have spent $20K. I would have got a whole bunch of creatives involved, and I would figure out how to be cost effective and produce this video, because I feel like you can produce a video without spending $20K. I honestly think you can do that. So maybe if she didn't mind spending the $20K, sure, go ahead. But like spending that much to produce a video, I'm sure it could cost $5,000 or less. I don't know about all that. In terms of the 15 minutes of fame, I think you would really need to think about a strategy in terms of how you can capitalize off of this nice explosion or, you know, notice that you got from Beyonce. For example, Beyonce's The King video, whatever it's called, with you know, where she used all these African
Black
artists.
Is King.
Every artist in that video, like Shatta Wale, even the dancer, they used it as they built a media campaign. They were all interviewed. They were all like on major outlets. Even Vinny, his piece was.
I love you, Vinny.
His piece was on Beyonce in the video, and he capitalized on it by, you know, it's a good press opportunity. So what I would say is she can go along with, you know, the extensive press opportunities, and from there, that's how brands will start watching you, because you're in the media, your name is popping up, they're seeing who you are, and they're going to want to work with you. That's the strategy I would go with, you know. Take that press opportunity, run with it, and then watch the brands come after you. You get what I'm saying? And that will even take you to bigger heights. That would be my strategy, because you can really, as being in the media has its pros. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People see that you're a big deal. This person's name is coming up everywhere, and then brands are gonna follow you, because brands know they need that traction, especially during this climate of racial unrest, civil stuff, all this Black lives. Yes, because the companies understand that we as people of color are done with the suppression, the oppression, all that stuff. So they are now looking at us and wanting to, I mean, they're a little late, lying a lie, you know, but they're now using us more and actually highlighting who we are as Black people and wanting to actually partner with us and push the narrative. So this is actually a good opportunity, and that's exactly how I would, you know, create a campaign for her, because just stay in the press, and watch those brands come out and follow you, especially being attached to Beyonce, because Beyonce, everybody wants Beyonce. Every brand wants Beyonce. And the thing about Beyonce has it in her power to work with and get anything she wants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you think smart like that, then you'll be successful.
I freaking love it. I have nothing else to add to that. I was thinking the same exact thing. Like, even if she invested $20K, she probably can make that back really quick if she latched onto some of these brands that want content creation or creative content creation. And I agree with you on using local. Like, she was wearing a bunch of different outfits. So the first thing in my mind, I kind of think like you, I was like, I wonder if she used local designers or independent or indie designers to create those outfits for her. Because that would have been cool to kind of shout them out as a part of that project. Absolutely. But I didn't see that online. Maybe she did. But I think that would have been an even better angle, because if you're a part of something, you want to share it yourself too.
Absolutely.
So that could have made the reach of it go a whole hell of a lot further.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Jen, for coming in today and just dropping so much knowledge on us. Tell us how we can follow you. If folks want to work with you, how do they reach out to you? Let's hear it.
So you could, guys, I'm a publicist and I hate social media. But if you want to keep up with me, just follow me on my main personal page. I am the Jeniro, Jeniro, or my actual business page, Jeniro Agency, Jeniro, Jeniro Agency. Or you can go to my website, the Jeniro Agency. Like, you'll find me. I'm always here. I'm around Dallas, and, you know, I'm just there. But, like, I'm definitely not a social media person. I'll tell you that right now. But you can keep up with me, or just ask about me. People know who I am. My name travels fast. No offense. I ain't trying to boost myself, but I'm just saying. But that's how you can keep up with me, guys.
And even if you don't want to work with her, she's just very entertaining to follow, and sometimes really, really, really late at night when most of us are up working, she's still working. It's like, hey, just checking in. Who else is still up working?
Absolutely.
And she's just funny and fun. So if nothing else, just follow her for entertainment purposes.
Yes.
And to see who all of her amazing clients are, so that you can go out and support them. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, guys. If you like this, please share it out. You know what you got to do. You got to hit that subscribe button. And you also need to rate and review the PR Yourself with Leah Frazier podcast. Have episode suggestions, or you want to hear from Jen again, hit me up, Leah@think3media.com. And thank you for tuning in. And until next time.